Alright, today I'm going to make a video talking about the CMI Rollnanchor Pulley. It was designed by Daryl Stanley with 3-strand designs, and it was put out by CMI. They partnered together, and Chris Alexander and I got to test it out when it was looking like this, and it's cool to see it get finished off like this. The cool thing about this pulley is, unlike anything else, it was designed to be cinched against wood. It was designed to get cinched against even a small branch like this. I mean, this is probably maybe 2-inch diameter branch, and it was designed to get choked off around it. It was tested like that. It was broken like that, and it was designed to be used for that. It was also designed to be used for a 2-person load. If you look at the braking strength on it, 46.8, like this, from this becket to this becket, which is not really intended to be used for that, but that's your total braking strength from eye to eye. The sheath itself has an 8,000 pound braking strength, 36 kilonewtons, so you can have a 2-person load just on the bottom part, which opens it up to be used for a lot of different purposes, in a lot of different ways. So Daryl's a contract climber. He's in Florida right now, and he designed it, and he uses it in the field every single day, which is where the whole mindset and thought process came from. The first thing I'm going to do is show you how to set it as a canopy anchor. And so you get your line set in your crotch, right? And then easiest way I found is when I pull my rope out of my rope bag, it goes through the initial ring. I put it onto my throw ball, attach it however I want, and then pull it up through the crotch, bring it down to you, and bring it down to you. And normally what I do once I have both ends at ground level, drape it over the back of my hand, tie my alpine butterfly or figure 8 or whatever I choose. The only ticket you gotta remember is it has to be spiked, and then through the sheath side. So this side through the sheath is the side I'm climbing on. This is my retrieval side, and then it cinches down around my floating anchor up there. And then for retrieval, it's pretty simple. If you don't have to soft retrieve it all the time. It is pretty beefy. It is made of aluminum, so anytime over asphalt or anything, I'd probably soft retrieve it. But if you're in a grassy area, you can. So let's say you took a redirect up here, right, and you're trying to retrieve it. You can pull it down. Once it passes through that, normally once it's in line, it'll catch. It'll just slide right down to you. Once you get this in a straight line, this will slide down. But if not, that'll pull through, and then the retrieval ball will catch on this side. So even if for some reason it got stuck up there, the retrieval ball will catch. The way I see this happening most often is if I'm trying to soft retrieve it, like I'm over some concrete or over a house or something, and I'm trying to soft retrieve it, and I've taken a redirect out on a limb. I take my throw line for soft retrieval. I attach it. The way I most time do my soft retrieval is, this is just an old throw ball ring, but any of the small retrieval cones will work like this. Just the fact that you need something that's going to pass through this side but catch on that side. And I find that these throw ball rings, when the throw ball breaks, I always keep it, because I made probably 15 of these at this point. But, right, so we attach it to this side, cinch it down. Now when we go to retrieve it, or whenever we go to soft retrieve it, pass through our carabiner. Of course it's going to get stuck in our carabiner. Our redirect, come down, and now as I soft retrieve it, it'll come down to the ground smoothly. No issues. Another way that this thing was designed to get used for, which is kind of fun talking about rescue applications, is how I intend to use it in a comp if it gets approved to get used in comps, is having it on my saddle with a double rope system preset in it. Already preset in it, just like this, and a carabiner for knot blocking. And what I can do is have it on my saddle just like this, have our access line go up on our pre-installed access line with our system. Once I get above our victim, let's say he has a cut climb line or something, or I can't bring him down on his own climb line, or he doesn't even have a climb line, I can go up, lanyard in, slack my system, get a bite, same clearly as here, get a bite, go straight through, and a few different ways you can do it. You can, but we'll just go with just one, figure 8 with a bite, on, jam it or not block it, just like this. Now I've got a double rope system for my victim, and then my access line all together to work off of. This can also work for like single up, double down, go up single rope. I now have an access line for someone to rescue me, and I can work off my same tie-in with no issue throughout the whole day on moving rope. It also, because of the way it's designed, and it's designed to jam, you can just alpine butterfly and carabiner, jam, and then use whatever single rope device, and now have a single rope, access line and a single rope working line that all retrieves together from here. This is base anchored or whatever. Another way you can use this is I've just spliced some 10mm ocean polyester on this thing and use it as a prusik for like a pulley saver. The cool thing about it versus using like a pinot or something like that is the wedge shape that this CMI pulley has, the way it's designed, is when because these splices, especially with a hand splice versus a sewn splice, these splices don't flex and there's nothing for them to catch on. When I pull to retrieve it, that wedge shape has nothing to catch on because it's totally flexible in the eyes and there's nothing for it to catch on to come out. So you get like a super smooth, super consistent retrieval. There's nothing for it to get caught on a crotch on or end up getting stuck up there. Because I've had like pinos that'll be too close to the cinch, too close to the union that won't come out because of the belt, the swell, how big of a swell, especially the new pinos have. So just different uses. And then a lot of times what I'll do is I'll just daisy chain this below it to eat up some slack. And then, like I said, because of how big this is, and it allows this throw ball ring right here to pass through, you can use, the way I make my pulley sabers is, that's my retrieval side. So I can go up through here, work my whole tree down, just like this. And then when it comes to retrieval, I've got, this throw ball, this old throw ball ring that passes through one, catches on the other, and then try not to die inside, pops right out. But since a lot of people don't have access to a spliced one yet, they haven't put out one that has a spliced prusik on it, I was playing around, and another way to use it, depending on your depending on the diameter of your pulley saver rope, the diameter of what you're working with, because it is a kind of a tight eye up here at the top, but this is vortex, so it's pretty close to 12 mil. I can push both eyes through, Now what I'll do is just pass this through, get it up to where I want it to be, and then again tie either an alpine butterfly or a figure 8 behind it, let it jam into my pulley, spike it, pass it in. And what I find is, because these two legs of rope want to pull straight, you get a super smooth retrieval. Putting that leg inside there, you get a super smooth and easy retrieval from it. I've never had this get stuck, and I don't know if I ever could actually. But you know, you've got your frictionless pulley saver, and then when it goes to retrieve, it almost wants to fall out itself, you know. So that's another option. If you just buy this, you can still make a pulley saver out of it. You just need to get one that's long enough. I think this one is 7 foot. I think that's what I made it. And I mean, especially if you were to get a smaller double braid, like a tachyon one or something like that, you'd have no issue getting it through. And then lastly is kind of along the same concept as that, but with this ocean, I'll use it for like dragon tail or another set like V-rigging or something like that. Is same concept. Just take my Rollnanchor pulley, and then with this stuff, I'll just tie a girth hitch and girth hitch my carabiner in, making sure to rotate it to the spine. Cinch that down in there, pass my RNA pulley through, making sure to catch my girth hitch on the outside, so that when I retrieve that, pass it through my retrieval cone, or through my retrieval side, into my pulley. So when I go to retrieve that in the tree, it just pops out just as well. I find the ocean doesn't retrieve quite as well, so a lot of times I'll either try to soft retrieve this or I'll use it in the tree. But you can still see it still pops out just as easily. Just with that smaller diameter rope, sometimes it'll like to get stuck right here, pinched in there, but a couple little flicks and it pulls right out. But yeah, that's the RNA pulley. There's not much out on it right now. People are just now starting to get it out, so I figured I would put out what I've played with, what I've found is fun and usable the most. But yeah, shout out to CMI and Daryl Stanley with 3 Strand Designs, coming out with something new for us.